barely catching up and hearing some of the stuff was going on. But so this is what I'm just gonna say right off the jump, so-called jump. I'm gonna speak in terms that resonates to the right people. This is not about proper English. Being proper in the improper system would be a mental illness. So I'm freeing myself from that mental illness of trying to be proper in this improper system. Look, as we seeing all over the world right now, people is really just starting to voice their opinions like myself. And so we start getting a general consensus all over the web, all across all colors of people, but specifically here in America. All the most complaining going on here in America, openly. What you end up gathering is nobody's really happy. Nobody's happy with or without the money. Supposedly, allegedly, Michael Jackson was talking about how they killed Princess Diana. They had to sacrifice her because she was about to expose some shit that she seen going on by those pale-faced men. Once again, going on by the pale-faced men. We focusing on the wicked man on a mission in a world that is predominantly melanated. So you ask the questions of the pale-face as to what his intentions are, and when you look at his history, you ain't got to ask too many questions. Look at over 500 years. Look at the last 500 years and start putting together who he is. He want to know your job history. Don't you want to know his? All pale face, all white people are not like that. Ain't none of y'all doing shit to tear this bullshit down. The pale face is still in charge. The pale-faced man is still in charge through force. And if you afraid of the same motherfucker, I'm explaining to you further what's going on. But to my people, to the tribal people, let's cut loose from this beast. Let's just cut loose from this beast for our own sake. He can't survive without us genetically on this planet. Let's let him rot. Let's let him suffer. We ain't got to cause no pain. We just walk away from him, like I told it on another one, like a bad relationship. We are in a bad relationship with this being that has shown us 500 years. Let's just go on that. Let's just go on the most recent timeline. Yeah, you can go in ancient history. Let's talk about the most recent timeline we got that we can directly look at right now and say what the problems are. And it's not the people that look like me. The people like me have created here in America communities. I mean, as in functioning economic towns, cities, whatever you want to call it. And they were torn down by the same wicked beast that's envious of anything structurally we do when it's for the better. They don't want us to do better. So why do we keep fucking with them? We got 500 fucking years of history with his bitch ass. And we still want to play friends with him? He got the whole world tricked into who we are or who we're not, and who he is and who he's not. Everybody needs to know their position so that we can fall in line the right place. If you got the unruly child running the damn daycare, where the adults at? Same thing going on. We got the unruly child running the world. You ask where the parents at? They the unruly child. Where is the parents? Well, if they pale, where is the pale mothers and fathers that allow this shit to go on? It has to be in their genetics to be so evil, to separate. They done separated us all over the goddamn globe. Not just my people. All of us. Got the Chinese out here talking crazy to the niggas. We got everybody out here talking crazy to the niggas. that then got their back walked over for over 500 years dealing with the so-called pale-faced beast. Knowing goddamn well we the goddamn chosen ones. And we don't hold it over nobody, and it shows. We are the most loving motherfucker, and it shows. We get walked over every step of the way. We don't fight. Because we so damn loving. So you know we are for this planet. You know we are of this planet. We are in unison because we were not fighting. We are not a war type people. Or being, if you want to call us the goddamn being. That's not in our nature. That's why we ain't fucking. That's why we don't fight you motherfuckers in context. And psychologically, because you got us scared with what you'll do. You got everybody scared with what you'll do. Because he know over 500 years of what you've been doing. That's why I'm saying for the common everyday people that act so damn dumb, that's where I'm frustrated with the so-called educated people. So-called educated people. You educated through his system? He tricked you. He ain't gonna tell you the truth about who he is. He gonna give you a good job if you follow his orders. If you follow his orders, he gonna give you a good job. And that's how you work with the goddamn beast. And you got motherfuckers out here still want to trade stocks, do all the shit that this motherfucker established. The stock market was established off the goddamn slave trade. If you want to believe of a slave trade. This motherfucker is the ruler that we speak of right now. I don't want no dealings with as much as possible. He got the kids sick right now with cancer. Multiple forms of cancer. When you know if the tribal people was in charge right now, there will be no crime against humanity in context by the so-called leaders. So, if we boycott all these beings that don't like us, because none of them like us, it's shown us over time, due to the conditioning of the pale face. The pale face is a mental, he psychologically, he got motherfuckers up under his nuts. He got everybody confused, and don't nobody think about who the fuck is behind all this shit. The same motherfucker you rushing to your job to pay your taxes for. The same motherfucker you rushing to your job to work more hours since the gas prices done went up. Fucking with this beast. His game is to keep you damn stressed out so much that you can't think like this until you tell that motherfucker, fuck you, and walk off that motherfucker's job like a bad relationship. If this shit ain't doing no good for the world. And if you one of the ones that want to keep this shit going, stay on your bitch ass job and we'll be able to pick you out of the pack knowing that you ain't no good for the new system. Because you want to stay in this one. Because you got to be out your mind thinking this is the way of life. Thinking this is the goddamn way of life. All this shit. Gonna make more money and still be scared of what he might do to you. Allegedly coming from Princess Diana. She was afraid of this goddamn beast. Goddamn sick ass men, and she was about to expose this shit until they allegedly, this is why allegedly she came up, this is one reason why she allegedly came up dead. You saw how they did her, allegedly. I hate speaking on allegations. People out here, we can all fact check if I'm right, and I can be corrected. But you got to look at the game that's been waged. Go look at this game. And I've been looking at it long enough to see the similarities within the structure. It's at the core, the same entity controlling it. At the front line, I see the image of the goddamn pale face, just like you do. Just like you do when you go clock in or when you pay so-called Uncle Sam. They gonna call him, he gonna put him in your family and call him your goddamn uncle. Knowing you got to pay him. They gonna make it so that you, and the more they make, the more they gonna take. Of course, unless you play their game all the way where you do all these write-offs and all this trickery and shit, should be no tricks to live. What is the trick to life? There should be no tricks to this shit. Dealing with this coward, we gonna have tricks. Damn, I should stayed on that rate because I gotta go. Yeah, I can wrap around this other way. But yeah, this is just free thought. This is just free thought. I'm here to try to clear my mind dealing with this bastard. Time and time again, you dealing with this bastard, man. Time and time again, you dealing with this bastard. And he's shown you over 500 years where you ain't got to ask no questions. Go look it up. Since you know every goddamn thing. I get these educated, so-called educated pale-faced people. They so sharp. They sharp enough to not tell us what's going on. They sharp enough to not tell the goddamn truth. They are the most untruthworthy people on the planet. They liars. And they want us to participate in this game of lies? I don't want to. Is it that hard to figure out? Who wants to stay in this thing? Let's say you got kids and children. Don't you want to spend the most time you possibly can with them and less time within this bullshit, these jobs and shit? All this shit they do in the city where you need crane operator, all that shit is in the city. Yes, you need crane operators. But on the land, you're going to build it from the ground up. On the land, you're going to build it from the goddamn ground up. These pale-faced people that got acquired so much pretend money, they make me sick. Everything they got is a fucking flaw. It's a fucking fake farce. Or how you use that word, yeah, I think that's the right word, the F word, that second one. Farce. It's a lie. This is, I'm not the best with English, but I'm going to keep it real. We got motherfuckers out here that is the best with English, but they still want to stay in this. I mean, you got to be a smart dummy. You got to be a smart dummy. And that's what they want. Smart dummies. I don't want to be in this shit. And I'm day by day, I'm stepping the fuck up out of it. Got struggle going on all over the planet fucking with this coward. These cowards. Primarily the pale-faced man. Primarily the motherfucking pale-faced man. Got the whole world upside down fucking with him. He done masterminded how to deal with the global majority and put him under his nuts. Don't get me wrong. He gonna kill his own too in the way. He gonna kill his good ones in the way too. On the part of his name in this game, he gonna kill. He gonna kill. That's his history. So don't you want to get rid of the parasitic entity that keeps feeding on the live energy? He dead weight. You done gave him time to come here and think. On a free ticket, on a goddamn free ticket. When you put it in context, you allow him to come on in here and shit, and we still ain't figured out how the fuck to put him out. Or are we gonna just sit here and wait? I just say the system that we are all taking part in, we need to step down up out of this shit. If we really want to change, or unless we want to keep, the only reason we would keeping this shit going is for the pale face to stay in charge. That's the only way. I'm trying to talk to the indigenous people, the people of color here. Don't worry about the pale face. Don't try to make friends with him. He on the exit. He and she is on the exit globally. I can't make this up. I wouldn't have even made this up. This came from their science and research. This came from their science and research. They're not able to procreate right now. So they're going to accept all the other walks of life. As you know, you see what's going on. They promote it the most. They're going to do all the other walks of life. You can marry your dog, you can marry your cat type shit. Dealing with them. And people don't get it now. They'll never get it. This is the same paleface that had you fools rushing in there to get a goddamn, what they call them, a shot a few years ago. A force they were trying to tell you. You might lose your job if you don't go do it. Fuck a motherfucker tell me some shit like that. I don't need this job then. I don't need this job then. Yeah, you say I can't keep this job if I don't need this job, man. If I gotta be poking the needle. If I gotta be poking a needle in my goddamn skin to stay on working with y'all. Don't that sound crazy? Some of y'all feel in line. I feel sorry for you. Y'all was already some of the specimens. I don't know where else they. Look, we getting misused all around. But if you let a motherfucker put a needle in your skin. Look, they had to get a warrant just to come to my goddamn house. This is how crooked he worked. They had to get a warrant to come to my goddamn residence, the place my stay, to give the damn dogs snipped, clipped, and so-called vaccination. Fucking with these. They got a warrant on my black ass. So they some bitches. I don't got no love for. All I got to do is look at their history. Why would I be tricking myself and say maybe they'll get better? Oh, there may be some good. Man, maybe some good ones. Oh, my God. I'm trying to wait for the good one. Nigga, you got 500 years, nigga, history showing you a good one still ain't showed up. Because if they did, they would have did something about this shit, bro. Bottom line. Why are we waiting on them, the good ones, to show up? If they was good ones, we would have already seen. We see who the good ones are across the globe. It generally the melanated brothers and sisters of their tribal regions. At peace. No reason for the idea of war. He'd been at war his whole existence and got you. He recruited your dumb ass to be on the front lines for his bitch ass fight. You ain't fighting for your freedom. You was free before dealing with him. You was free before dealing with his bitch ass. Why you allow a unruly beast to tell you free? He can't tell you free because he's not. He's headed for extinction. That's it. You can't be at peace knowing you don't belong. You can't be at peace. He ain't never been at peace because his bitch ass don't belong. And that's across the goddamn globe, he ain't shit. All you gotta do is look at his bitch ass history. He traveled the goddamn globe taking shit that don't belong to him. What the fuck you need to make a friend with a motherfucker that got over 500-year history of taking shit that don't belong to him? Go look at his fucking history. Him, the Spaniards, the English, the French, go down the line, all the European nations that was on a quest across the globe to take shit that wasn't theirs. Go look. Go look. Go look whose nature it is in. From what you're going to gather. I'm not going to tell you. Go look whose nature it's in to take shit that don't belong to them. You go look it up. I ain't going to tell you which one it is. I'm just leaving it open. So, I done already looked into it. So, my aggression in my situation is dealing with the pale-faced man that got my people and the whole globe, not just my people, the animals, the trees, the air, the plants, the water, got it all tied up, fucking with his bitch ass. And we allow this bitch ass motherfucker to tell us what to do. Fuck his rules. Don't hurt him. Let him fucking Let him fucking just play like he's the boss. Nature gonna rule his bitch ass out. We ain't gotta pull no trigger. We ain't gotta pull no triggers until he physically fucking with us directly. And 9 times out of 10, that's all he got is a goddamn weapon based on his history. Go look how he beat you at so-called Indians. Go look. Yeah, go look how he beat the so-called Indians. Fuck them, man. This is total. I ain't sit around here waiting for y'all to tell me when I can go and can't go. I'm gonna keep going on these roadways. Who are y'all to tell me? Just because y'all got some weapons and some fucking chains and shit? Bitch ass motherfuckers, man. The system make you sick when you just really think about how they got you controlled. They make you do what they say, or else they say they'll lock you up and throw away the key. It's a game. It's a big ass game, man. I ain't even playing in it. I'm done with it. Wait a minute. This sign right there say bus only. Oh, okay. He going the wrong way. He going a different way. I ain't even say bus only. The bus ain't in, so he must got shit going on up here. You gotta get around that chaos. This is chaos, city chaos. These dumbass motherfuckers. Remember they done took the shots and all that? You know, they put a needle in. Their government told them put a needle in their arm and shit. Dumb society, dumb people. Dumb. Very dumb. And they did it by design. Because once you start to think, you don't need his ass no more. Once you start to think, then you realize, wait, you be like, wait a minute, why do I need him? Where'd he come in from? By the time police showed up, crime already ended. The crime's already over it. You know, they didn't stop the crime. You know, they show up after the fact. Fire going, okay, a fire truck, I give them a little bit more credit. I try to give them a little bit more credit, but a lot of that's a show too out here in America. Big ass apparatus, big ass fire truck, can't even put out. Look, they let a whole apartment complex go up in flame and it's down to nothing. Brand new complex that was going up too. They had one back to back, 2 years, man, and the firefighters couldn't even put the fire out. The whole building then went down. Luckily, it was unoccupied, but what I'm trying to get to is just because you got all that fire trucks, Pierce fire trucks and shit, big rigs, all them wheels, you know, these white boys driving the big truck now. They driving the big, come save the day, superhero. No, they haven't shown you to be super or a hero. Yes, you'll have incidences where they'll come and save a life, and of course, there's good people out here. There's always great people out here, but I'm talking about as a whole. Let's get rid of the dead weight. And you can't call the so-called global majority the dead weight because we the global majority. You look at the global minority and you be like, where do y'all fit in? That's what you just start asking questions of. I'm not making this up. You look at the global minority, you be like, damn, if the whole world is, where'd y'all come from? You start asking yourself like, this ain't making no sense. Yeah, you start telling yourself this don't make no sense. To be the so-called global minority, you say, where y'all coming from? Don't tell me Europe. Europe right now is primary. I don't know if they, I thought they was Muslim, pretty much Muslim nation now. Now, it just so happened y'all going for extinction. I didn't make it up. That's all I'm saying. Thankfully. Niggas can clap for it. For once, we can finally, I can breathe now. I can breathe again. Type shit. God damn, dude. And y'all, that's what I'm trying to say. Pale Faith don't realize that how much of a suffocation they got on all the people all across the globe. And if y'all really give a damn, y'all would go deal with y'all leaders. The leaders that got y'all living good. In comparison to the global majority. Yeah. I don't want to hear y'all tell me y'all wasn't involved in all that. If you're getting the benefits right now, you involved. You're an accessory to a crime. I didn't steal it. Oh, motherfucker gonna tell you, I didn't steal the car though, officer. You bought it though. You bought it in your hands, you driving it. You didn't steal it. It was stolen. In other words, it was somebody else's. And you just so happen to be in the motherfucker. Pale face. Don't that sound familiar to y'all? Don't that sound familiar? Y'all gonna tell me I didn't do nothing. I don't, I wasn't around during slavery. I didn't do this to America. What am I supposed to do? I wasn't involved. You dumb motherfucker. You give back up what ain't yours and stop playing like you rich. That's all the show. And it's all the show because y'all got all these dummies still clocking in. They still go to work. Thinking we need y'all bitch ass motherfuckers. And we don't need y'all bitch. We need y'all motherfuckers to just go back where y'all came from. And it was funny y'all tried to run that one on us. Just go back to Africa. Yeah. Right. You can't go back to Africa. So thanks. Yeah, I got somewhere else to go. If y'all was gonna tell me to go somewhere, I can go anywhere else on this goddamn planet. Pale face. You don't got the same response. So now that I look at when the motherfucker tell you go back to Africa, that's a compliment because that means at least you got a second home. At least you got a second home that they can't deport you to. But at least you're going to look like and you're going to blend in. Once again, you are going to adapt to whatever is thrown at you. Meanwhile, pale face going to stay pale. He ain't adapting. How many years going to take for this motherfucker to adapt? Or is he the start of the new generation of the new colors? Because like I said, he going for an exit. So the new colors are going to be crossed with his one drop of his blood. Now we in trouble. I don't know. I'm just talking now, but I don't have no facts to this. I'm just free. When your mind starts to run like this, you pretty much keep it going. Pretty much keep it going. Yeah, but it's not something I can make up, man. Sometimes you be wishing it's a lie, but this ain't no lie. Paleface, man. He just, like I try to say, I don't know where he from. He had a one-way ticket in, and that was the problem. We should have made sure when he came in, he was gonna plan to kick his feet up and stay. But he did. He kicked his feet up and planning on staying. So now we gotta wait for him to be extinct so we could get back on the ball like we once was. Or there's another option. Or we step up out of this system. That's the one I'm saying. We step up out of this, say, fuck you, we don't need you no more. We didn't need you the whole time. You had just tricked us. All you gotta do is merge on the roadway. Why are you on your brakes? You're getting on the highway. You don't merge getting on. These damn dummies. Slow. Yeah, I'm suggesting we create our own. Step up out of his shit, say we don't need him no more. We didn't need him the whole time. He was tricking us. It's psychological. And motherfuckers are still up under this shit because they still gonna be on the NBA. They still gonna be in the NBA. And leave them dumb niggas stay. And they so goddamn dumb with all that damn money, you still don't know what to do? It still take grassroots motherfuckers to do shit? That's why, man, y'all just a waste of our time too, man. That's why y'all entertainers though. So I can't really be looking at no entertainer like that. They so dumb. They entertain. It's for entertainment purposes only. In other words, y'all not even programmed to be real. Because y'all really up under psychology to be a so-called what they call it? To be a so-called entertainer. You part of a whole different program because your part was just to sell shit to motherfuckers. Remember, you the entertainer, bringing the pale-faced men. Let me say men that own these so-called sports and entertainment teams. You don't want to bring in the bread so that they can even cut you a check. So can you imagine how much they bringing in? If they paying you so good with your endorsements and everything, imagine how much they got coming in. Think about it that way. So you only good for them. When you really think about sports and entertainment, you don't own it. He know you so dumb. You gonna keep running up and down the goddamn court or the field like a damn 8. And he gonna keep dangling the goddamn cheese or the banana up over you. He gonna be dangling you, and he gonna be giving you the premium cut. He gonna give you the premium cut almonds or let's say bananas. You gonna get the premium cut one just so he can keep your bitch ass in line and thinking you better than all the other niggas. They call it sellout. I'm just painting a picture so you can vividly see what I'm talking about. They are like apes. Dumb enough to be, they're going to be looking like me, but they're going to be running up and down them courts, a lot more stacked, juiced. I'm speaking on all these things that we need to realize is involved in staying within this bullshit. That's what I'm speaking on. I'm not speaking on nothing else. I'm speaking, he's a gimmick. Pale-faced man been a gimmick, but he got even the niggas at the top pay. He even paying them dumbass niggas good too, to be fools. And then now they can't even come back to the community because he got them niggas under contracts. I go back to the hood out here and what the name, Chauncey Billups, out here at Park Hill. I don't know what he done put together, but you can't really see nothing. You ain't gonna be able to see nothing. If you got to go ask him where's his, you would think he would have an HOA community or some shit. Housing within his same hood that he grew up in. You would think it would just be common sense. You got that much money, you got the keys to the city and all this other shit. The least you can do is create a community where the mothers ain't got to worry about paying no rent. And this is a 501c3 organization. But niggas can't think. Like I said, they get up under that master's nuts. I don't care if you, I don't care how much he paying you to do it. You under his nuts. You under his control. He needs your dumb ass. He needs you more than you need him. That's the catch. And you keep giving it to him. All our energy we give to this damn beast. And he sure know how to, what they call that shit? Leverage. He gonna show you how to leverage your credit cards. Meanwhile, he been leveraging with your bitch ass the whole time. Guarantee you your first job, your first employment was working for him 9 times out of 10. Guarantee you at least 95% of the people that live like me gonna have that story. First motherfucker to hire you in your life was some pale-faced man. Yeah. There you go. So it started out early, but you knew he had to have your dumb ass in line. Dumb ass niggas. Because at this point in the game, if we want to stay put in this dumb ass shit where don't nobody respect us, nobody respect us. We got to just respect ourselves and say enough's enough and step up out of this. Let them do it all. Let them do it all. We leave this shit to rot. We the ones who built it from the goddamn get-go. We look at America, go look who really built it. The original builders of so-called America. You're going to be the best workers you could have ever had. And I ain't said slaves. It would have been, because a lot of stuff was already in formation till they came and caused destruction. Based on the story, they came in as invaders and caused destruction in some lands they was not that was foreign to them. So they came in with ill intentions. Maybe they weren't in ill intentions coming in, but look at the outcome. And now I'm talking 500 years. Let's deal with the 500 years that leads us up to now, to where we're at now, so we can come up with a good solution on the direction we want the next 500 years to go in. That just seemed like common sense when you out here analyzing stuff. That just seemed like common sense. so we just need to do ourselves a favor. If we want well-being and all that stuff, we can't have it all. We can't have it in his system. We forcing ourselves into some shit that don't belong to us. It's not ours. It's some criminals that organize this setup that we're in called capitalism. And straightforward, it don't benefit people that are of the majority of the world. Quite plain and simple. I represent one of those people that are from the majority, the majority population, the majority of the world population being colored. Remember how this goes? I represent that, so I don't want to follow the orders of a being that represents less than 18% of the total globe. Less than 18% of the total globe. Give it to them, 18%. Just say whatever you tell. I don't want to be a part of dealing with this shit though. It's just pretty much simple. Yeah, just pretty much simple, man. I don't want to be dealing with this shit. Okay, got what I got going on now. Make sure I got my ID. In this system, you still need an ID just to buy some weed and shit out here. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not growing it, so tribally, I'm flunking right now because I'm supposed to. By now, I should already be, you know what I'm saying, growing my own stuff.